It's not the Trek people want. Star Trek. Section 31 actor shares fears about how the new movie will be received when Paramount confirmed that Star Trek. Section 31 would finally move forward as a movie rather than a long-rumored series. Excitement rippled across the fandom. Michelle Yeoh's return as Emperor-turned-Federation agent Philippa Georgiou promised high-stakes intrigue, a morally gray story, and the cinematic spotlight that Star Trek's most shadowy organization has long deserved. Yet, despite the prestige of an Academy Award-winning lead and the rich storytelling possibilities that Section 31 offers, not everyone is convinced this is the Trek fans have been waiting for. In fact, one actor involved with the project recently admitted to having real fears about how audiences will receive the film. Their concern strikes at the heart of what makes Star Trek so unique, and why a Section 31 story could either expand the franchise's possibilities or alienate longtime fans who see Trek as something fundamentally different. Section 31. The Dark Side of Starfleet. To understand these fears, it's worth remembering what Section 31 represents in Star Trek canon. Introduced in Deep Space Nine, the clandestine organization exists to protect the Federation through espionage, manipulation, and morally questionable tactics. While Starfleet operates in the open, guided by principles of exploration and diplomacy, Section 31 thrives in secrecy. The group is often depicted as ruthless, using tactics that the Federation officially condemns but tacitly benefits from. In DS9, they engineered the virus that nearly wiped out the Founders, a war crime that horrified even hardened Starfleet officers. In Star Trek Enterprise, Section 31 meddled in Earth's early interstellar politics. Discovery went even further, weaving the organization deeply into Georgiou's post-Mirror Universe story. Section 31 is, in many ways, an anti-Trek concept, one that thrives on moral compromise. That tension is part of its appeal, but it also risks clashing with what many fans expect: optimism, idealism, and humanity's better angels. The actors worry. It's not the Trek people want. According to the unnamed actor, their concern is that the Section 31 film might struggle because it deviates so strongly from Trek's traditional tone. While the Kelvin films emphasized action and spectacle, they still maintain a sense of unity, exploration, and wonder. Section 31, by contrast, is built on secrecy, paranoia, and moral ambiguity. I just don't know if audiences will connect with this story the way they do with Kirk, Spock, or Picard, the actor reportedly said. It's darker, and it doesn't always celebrate Starfleet's values. That's what worries me. It's not the Trek people want, at least not the Trek they grew up with. It's a sobering point. Trek has always walked a delicate line between reinvention and tradition. Every series, from The Next Generation to Strange New Worlds, has updated the formula while preserving Gene Roddenberry's hopeful vision. Section 31 risks breaking that balance, leaning too heavily into the espionage thriller mold at the expense of optimism. Why Section 31 still has potential. On the other hand, Trek has always been about exploring new frontiers, not just in space, but in storytelling. Deep Space Nine pushed the franchise into serialized war drama. Discovery embraced emotional character arcs and modern production values. Lower Decks proved Trek can be comedic while still heartfelt. Section 31 could be another bold experiment, a way to interrogate Trek's values by shining a light on its shadowy corners. Michelle Yeoh's Georgiou is uniquely suited for this. As a former tyrant trying to find redemption, her perspective forces difficult questions. Can the Federation survive without groups like Section 31 operating in the dark? Or does their existence betray the very ideals the Federation claims to uphold? Handled with care, those questions could produce one of Trek's most thought-provoking films. The danger isn't in telling a Section 31 story. It's in telling one that forgets Star Trek's heart is always about striving towards something better. The fans' role in defining Trek's future. The actors' fears reflect a larger truth. Star Trek fandom is deeply passionate and deeply divided. For every fan who wants bright, episodic adventures like Strange New Worlds, there's another who craves the complexity of DS9 or the grit of Picard. The Section 31 movie will inevitably face skepticism because it doesn't fit neatly into either camp. But Trek has survived reinvention before. The same anxiety surrounded The Next Generation in 1987, yet it became the franchise's gold standard. DS9 was criticized for being too dark, only to later be hailed as one of the most sophisticated sci-fi series ever made. Even Enterprise, once dismissed, has earned fresh appreciation in hindsight. Conclusion: a test for Trek's identity. The actor's warning: it's not the Trek people want. isn't entirely wrong. Section 31.